Welcome back to the Paul's Podcast. Today we have a very special guest. Introducing Jacob Greer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, this is Jacob. What?
We were shouting for, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go, boys.
Oh, thank you.
How are you doing, Jake?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's good to see your face again.
Yeah, it's good to be here. I'm
Where you
looking
been?
forward to this. Where have I been?
You've
I've been
been
at home, man.
A stranger.
He's like you. He just stays at home with his wife.
Yeah,
This
That's
is
the best life.
it is, man. It's great.
I'm
This is
also
the
a
first
homebody.
guest star we've ever had on.
I know.
Paul's
How's it
podcast.
feel to
You're
be
the
number
first.
one in history?
It's an honor.
Let's go. What a liar.
I'm terrified.
But hey, he gets to enjoy the segment that we're going to be going over today with the newest edition. So we done the Pop-Tart taste test. You missed that.
Yeah,
Luckily.
You should have been here for that.
I love Pop-Tarts.
Well, not the ones we tried. Pause. But back at it. What are we doing, Seth? What do
We
got?
are doing the Mamba Forever Strawberry Grape Body Armor. I think this is a tribute to the Kobe Bryant. If you want to get rid of this for us,
Kobe.
Kobe.
but let's go ahead and give it a swaller. I just brushed my teeth.
What is this, communion?
That
That's
does
what it
taste
tastes
just like.
Where's the bread?
That tastes just like communion grape juice.
It really does.
Like straight on it.
It tastes like a watered down grape juice.
Yeah.
Like a watered down gospel.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you, because I'm not a big grape juice fan. I've got to give it a 4.
A 4.
I give it a 2.
2?
Oh wow.
Kobe's disappointed in you.
Wow.
I'm
I'm gonna have
a
to go with
LeBron
like
fan.
I'm gonna go with a 5.
5?
You're a LeBron fan.
Over Kobe, yeah.
Oh my god.
What?
Let's not start that debate.
Yeah,
right
we'll have
now.
to start that a different day.
Let's do
That's a
that
whole other
another day. That
conversation.
is the whole
Don't
conversation.
get me started on LeBron.
I'm
James.
probably going to rate that a 6.
I don't like the
Mr.
person.
Greer, our guest star.
I think I'm gonna go 5.
5.
I didn't get much strawberry. It's mostly grape,
Yeah, I didn't get any strawberry either, I don't
I
think.
didn't either. I just got
I don't need strawberries, though, either.
which I don't know how
like
good
Dylan said, it's just like watered down.
I don't know how good strawberry and grape goes together. Anyways,
Yeah, that doesn't really make much sense.
I guess if you're really thirsty, it'll be good.
It depends on how thirsty you are. I mean, if it's 90 degrees outside and you're just absolutely dehydrated, you got that thing, water, and somebody threw that to you, be like, superior hydration.
We need a sponsor, nonetheless.
Hey, we do have a sponsor. I don't know. I had somebody in my brain. I forgot to say who.
Well, if you want
Tim
a sponsor.
and Jessica McCann.
Oh,
Yeah, love you guys. They sponsored us and bought us what we're using today to host our guest because
that?
we only have 4 XLR cable jacks, and so we went high tech and got us a wireless Rode mic, wireless go-to. So thanks, Tim and Jessica.
thank
McCann.
you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The sponsors of today's
Thank
episode. So,
Hopefully,
but yeah, boys,
hopefully they give us a paycheck now. Like, I don't know, like, what do you think? 2K?
2K, 3K,
I mean, shoot for
there's
the
4
stars,
of us.
follow them on the
That's what I was
clouds.
gonna say. There's 4 of us.
So
we gotta
4K.
figure- Yeah.
a K each.
Actually, there's 5 of us right now.
So we're going 5K?
Yeah,
Might as
5K.
well.
Might as well.
You heard it from us.
You heard it from us.
Take up a love offering Sunday. Appreciate it.
But Justice, what this episode, we're kind of focusing on, I guess, an interview style with Jacob,
Right.
and you being knowing him the longest. We're going to let you lead off with some questions as we all gather questions. So you go ahead and ask him the first question while we try to get ours ready.
He's a former gang member. And,
Yeah,
he's
it's
recovering.
represent.
Represent
Recovering.
the Bloods.
He just got out of prison. We're glad to have him. It's the first place he's been in months.
Fully
We finally
rehabilitated.
got him on the podcast.
What they don't know is there's a gun down here and he's pointed at everyone else.
Yeah, if y'all hear something beeping, it's my ankle bracelet.
Biblets.
No, Jake's a good friend of ours, and he, or he's a good friend of mine anyway.
I love
So
Jake.
I love you, Jake. I'm so
I
glad you're
appreciate
here.
that.
I'm glad to see you.
Thank you.
But if you know Jake, he is big into bluegrass, and he can absolutely tear up a guitar.
That is true. I agree with that. I've only known him for a little while.
Do you only play guitar? Guitar the only instrument?
I mean, I play bass too, but not real great. Mostly, I tend to stick to guitar.
Did you have
being
to?
humble?
He's being humble.
being
He's the
humble?
one that he just like and just goes picks up a bass and just.
Are you like any instrument like that? You could pick it up and almost, you think, play
Not
it, or
really? It depends. If it's kind of close to what I'm used to, then kind of, yeah. A bass usually has the same scales and stuff
Right.
as a guitar does.
Right.
But a mandolin's completely different. Banjo, completely different.
Can you play both of those
Can
too?
you play a banjo?
I can flat pick. It's I'm not.
Can you play Foggy Mountain Breakdown?
No.
I knew you were gonna ask that.
Something like that.
Something like that.
When did you start playing instruments?
I guess I was around 8 years old, so I started pretty young. But I started playing electric guitar. I wanted to be a rock musician.
Look at him
the
now.
turntables.
Oh, how the turntable. Playing for the Lord.
Thank God for grace.
But, so, I mean, who did you teach yourself or did you have a coach?
Well, my dad kind of showed me some stuff because he played, and which I was always around it with him too because he played in his Bluegrass gospel group. So he showed me a few things to get me started, and then a few years later, I started taking a real big interest in it, and they got me lessons with a guy from up in Ash, Steve Lewis. I took lessons from him for 2 or 3 years, I think.
Was he pretty qualified, credentials, all sorts of things?
Yeah, he's won lots of championships in guitar and banjo.
Wow.
But for those out there that are wondering, you never went to like any school for it. So,
No,
okay.
I never went to school.
Is there even such a thing?
Oh yeah, there's all sorts of music
School
schools.
of Rock?
See,
Jack Black.
with Jack Black. This guy. But see, a lot of times, a lot of people that go into music, I think they, the first thing they want to do is they want to go off to a university and get into their music program and kind of work their way up. I know there's a college in our area. I know a guy who's trying to get into their bluegrass group, and it's kind of like you have to take classes to do it. But it's cool that you started at a young age, which I would recommend. I play the guitar. I don't play it well, but I started young. I should have did better at it. But I've always said you don't have to go to school for it. If it's something you're passionate about, you can find a good teacher. You can sit down and you can work at it. So that's for those out there that want to get into it, you don't have to do that. You can just pick it up and find you a good teacher.
Have you ever got burnt out playing? Like you played so much, put so much into it, you just get, I don't ever want to play an instrument again.
Yeah, I mean, it happens, but usually within a few hours or the next day or something, I'm like, I kind of want to pick my guitar back up again. So
Gotcha.
it's one of those things that never leaves me, but of course, you get tired of it.
That's how I am with pickleball.
Is it?
I go play and then I get my butt whooped by a bunch of 60-year-old people. I'm like, man, this is dumb. I don't even know why I play. Yeah. And then I go home and I'm looking at the paddle in the bag and how much money I've spent on everything. I'm like, let's go.
I got to keep playing, I guess, huh?
I gotta go.
Yep.
It's more like you're tied and bind down more
that
than
has
I
nothing.
love. Yeah.
That has nothing to do with what we're talking about. I just thought of that. So,
Thanks
It
for sharing.
works. Sure, thank you.
So now, how did it start for you? Like, where was the beginning? Now, obviously, you started playing, and then how did you begin this process of getting to play with a bluegrass gospel band?
Well, it's kind of a long story, but I started playing with my dad's group back, 2012,
Can you give us the name?
Heritage was his group, yeah. Which they played mostly up in Ash and a few other places, but nothing on a major scale or anything. Mm-hmm. And then I actually got to know my buddy Zach Arnold really good, and then we kind of, after a few years, me and him hanging out, we both kind of got into music and stuff at the same time, so we decided to try to start something with each other and some of our other friends, and that's when Claybank started. So that was...
Claybank.
Was Claybank more of like a trap? Because I think you said your dad was more like close, local. Was Claybank the same, or
yeah,
did
it started out pretty regional, and then kind of just took off. And,
Claybank?
Yeah.
Worldwide, huh?
Well, I don't know about worldwide.
We're going to China. They listen to bluegrass.
Hey, they do, man. There's bands in China and Sweden.
For
and
real?
Wow.
No, I'm serious.
I would love to hear
Australia?
that.
Yeah.
Australian.
do they
They're
like
crazy
sing like
about
y'all
it.
too? Like,
Oh, yeah. They're crazy about
Let's
it.
put another shrimp on the barbie.
But see,
Wow.
like overseas, their country music festivals, they have like bluegrass bands and stuff because it's similar over there to them.
Right.
So like you might have a festival where Eric Church is playing, and then some guy that down the road's playing in front of him. Like
I've met him.
Eric Church.
Yeah, is that who I met?
Yeah.
I didn't know it was him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, he owns a house. I don't know if I can say that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say where.
He owns a house in North Carolina, and I went to go do something at that house, and he was there, and I had no clue it was him, and I didn't know. I don't listen to country music.
I don't know if I can say that.
Yeah, but anywho, he was there, and there was albums of like his records hanging up, and I was like looking at him, nothing had clicked. I was like, "You an Eric Church fan?" And he mentioned, "I am Eric Church." It's like, oh, my bad.
Sorry.
You look much better on the album covers.
The makeup goes a long way for you, pal.
You should have looked at him and like, nah, I don't see it.
Yeah, no,
I don't think you are. I don't think you are.
You're full of it.
Funny joke.
You wish, pal.
Yeah, and I look like Dale Earnhardt Jr.
You do look like Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Boogity, 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 let's go racing.
Wow.
But back to the Clay Banks. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all good. But yeah, we traveled around quite a bit, and we were a band for close to 5-6 years, I think. And then some changes happened, and we wound up, the members started kind of leaving, and everybody going to different bands, which is fine. That's part of the music business, I mean, it happens, but everybody just kind of went their separate ways, and Zach went to a group by the name of Sideline, and then Jamie went, who played fiddle with us, and then they called me when their guitar player and singer was leaving, and they were like, "You want to join?" I was like, "Well, I might as well. Everybody else has." So, so I joined them and played with them for 2 years, and I'm guessing that was probably the biggest, more national thing. We got to do quite a bit of crazy stuff.
They are a pretty big band.
So
I didn't realize that.
Have y'all always been pretty much close friends? Like even in Claybank, was it like a close, like y'all knew each other anyways beforehand, or?
Kinda, yeah. We met through music. We met the people that we joined that band with through music, but they were from Mountain City. The other two were, so it was all fairly close.
Sideline the same way, like a close, or?
For the most part, me and Jamie and Zach knew each other really well, and then I knew of the other guys. I didn't know them personally until I joined the band. So, but yeah, it was pretty wild, man. It was
So I would imagine you got to travel some really cool places.
Oh yeah, we got to play some.
What's your top? How busy were you? Like in a year's time, how often would you say you're gone playing?
Oh, it was every weekend.
Really?
Yeah, I mean it was sometimes weeks at a time too. I was gone.
That'd be rough for me.
But
I'm a homebody.
oh yeah,
I am
me too.
Yeah.
I'd be like, all right, boys, I'm homesick. Let's go home.
It was busy, man. I mean, it was there for a while. I was, especially through the summer when all the festivals and all this other stuff, because you can, like a lot of times we'd be playing in Kentucky and then have to head to Arkansas the next day, and I mean, you just never knew where you were gonna wind up.
Did you have a designated bus driver, or?
Yes, for a while we did, and it's like bandmates; those change too. So
Yeah.
which luckily one of the guys in our band drove the bus too, but you have to have your CDLs to do
Right.
that. So,
Right.
Was it like a type of bus you can sleep in?
Oh
like
yeah,
RV?
yeah, it had 12 bunks in it. And
You're kidding.
Yeah, no,
No.
yeah, it was,
That sounds awesome.
it was, yeah, it
Road
was-
trip.
So, guys, if you want to help us start the Paul's Podcast traveling bus, the tour bus.
Negative,
just-
I'm out on that one.
We were doing national wide
You're all
tour.
in, pal.
You're all in now.
You've done committed this far, buddy.
We'll do a crusade or something.
Y'all went all the way to California, haven't you? A few
Oh yeah,
times.
yeah, we were out there for about a month.
Did
We
you
drove,
drive?
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We left and went to Kentucky, played a show, and then drove to Ohio. I can't remember if we played a show in Ohio or not, or if we just stayed up there, because I think we had some bus work getting done before we went all the way out. And then we left from Ohio and went out to California and spent about 3 weeks out there.
Wow. Was it worth it?
It was pretty cool. I mean,
Were you married at the time?
No, not at the time.
Not at the time.
That was right before COVID happened, actually.
Yeah.
But
Where would you say some of your coolest places you've been? Some of your top. What's your top 5 favorite?
That's a tough one. That's a tough question. There's not really many places that we played that I didn't like.
What's the name of that place in Tennessee? The Opry.
Grand Ole Opry?
Yeah, did you play there?
No, I never have played that.
Ain't that like the big, like
Yeah,
pretty cool?
It's the big.
I'm not making fun of you. I'm just wondering.
No. It's the big deal. You know,
Opry?
Everybody.
Opry. What is the name of it?
Grand Ole Opry.
I was right.
Yeah, you were
The
close
Grand Ole Opry. That's what it's called. They say Grand and Ole to
You just
old.
say Opry, they think
Old,
you're going to
whatever
like
it is. They use that to clarify, to make it. They just building it up. The Grand Ole Opry.
So what's the most amount of people you've ever played in front of?
I don't know if I can answer that.
Even ballpark?
Just-
30,000. Easy.
Higher.
Yeah. Eric
I
Church
don't
ain't
know,
got nothing
man.
on
I don't
him.
even have a guess. I really don't.
Okay, what's the smallest group you've ever played in front of? You ever
I
had like
can
one or
answer
two people?
this. No, we played at this, which I don't know if it was that small or if it just felt small, but we played at this place up in Chicago, and it was a huge outdoor amphitheater, and they have like a summer-long music festival, and we were there that weekend. I think Willie Nelson was like the weekend before us, and then John Legend was going to be there the weekend after, and then we were there the weekend between them. And
I would have loved to have met Willie Nelson. Guarantee it was. Go ahead, Jake.
But we rolled in there, didn't really know what to expect, and they fed us and everything backstage. It's pretty crazy. It's a big production. We get out there, and this place probably seats, 15,000, 20,000 people, and there's like 300 people there. But they're scattered. They're not even sitting together.
Is this during COVID?
Kinda, yeah. It's kind of toward the end of like restrictions and stuff. But they said there were more people sitting up on the lawn part.
Well, I could tell you where
because
you
it was
messed up.
cheaper. What's that?
You
Playing
went to
after Willie?
Chicago
Oh yeah.
to play bluegrass music. I don't know of any. Honestly, I mean, what would you say bluegrass? Like when people think of bluegrass, gospel music, whatever it is, where would you say your biggest areas are that are like?
I mean,
your biggest
honestly,
supporting areas?
Where we're at,
Yeah.
the Blue Ridge Mountains, the southeast for
Chattanooga River.
sure. Kentucky, Virginia, Tennessee, North Carolina.
What about West Virginia?
Oh yeah.
Does the
Crazy people in West Virginia.
does the West Coast respond pretty well to bluegrass
They
music?
love it, man. They're actually
Hey.
one of the biggest supporters of the IBMA, which is the International Bluegrass. It's like the CMAs for bluegrass.
Right.
Yeah. No, I heard my parents just went out to California, went to Lancaster, Paul Chappell's West Coast Bible College. They went out there. They said it is amazing how nice Californians are.
Oh yeah, they're super
Nice?
people.
Yeah,
That's like completely against the stereotype
right.
you hear.
Well, because here's the thing, they're loving. They accept all. So
Right.
Mom said it's almost like Southern hospitality in North Carolina has completely left, and it's in where is it, California now. She said it is amazing. It'll blow your mind how nice they are to you out there.
Wow.
Like if they mess your order up and you get frustrated, and they're like super apologetic, and they'll give you like something for free. It's just like I was with you, and when I think of California, I think of like somebody I could probably punch in the face and not think twice about it. But
I
apparently,
feel like Northerners are probably the ones that
oh
stare.
man,
like,
don't get me started on
like
those
people from New York City, like my
Hey
parents. say-
Tim, you want to go tubing?
I actually have heard some pretty negative things, like New Yorkers. Like we've had like
Yeah.
senior classes and stuff go out
New
there
Jersey,
for trips, and they
New
are
York.
rude, like for no reason.
Oh, yeah.
My parents took a trip
I wouldn't want to go to
New
New
York and said it was awful.
My
Just
wife-
everyone there is always mad.
Yeah.
Have you ever played in New York?
No, I've never
Oh,
even
man.
been through it.
I
But
haven't
think
either. My
a
wife
lot-
wanted to go for a little vacation. I told her, I said, honey, I think you know me very well. I said, here in Wilkes County, it's a small town.
Yeah.
Everybody's friend. Like, honestly, a lot of people know each other. And, you bump into somebody. It's like, hey, man, what are you bumping into me?
over here?
Yeah. Up there, it's just constant bumping, pushing, get out of the way. I said, I would be in jail. I'd fight like 3 or 4 people at one time.
Yeah.
And,
It's just part of their culture up there,
Yeah.
man. It's just like
They're just used to being mean.
yeah, they
It's
don't
just
know
what they do.
that they're doing it.
And it's
I don't-
probably
Not all
some of it's
New
probably
Yorkers are
related
like that.
to like
No.
hating tourists, like because a lot of people probably come to see the city and they're just fed up with it. So
Oh,
like,
yeah.
everyone
I
they
would
see,
agree
they
with
just
that.
You wanted to live there, you got to deal with it. How? I'd probably say the problem for like North Carolina now is we have so many people moving in from New York,
Florida.
and Florida.
Oh,
even California.
The Greenville area
and they're moving
is big
up
time
here.
on that right now. I live in the Greenville area, and like you go through these developments, and all these cars, their tags are like California, Ohio. And I'm like,
I would rather
why are you here?
go to New York before I ever go to Greenville.
You're coming next month, buddy.
I'll pray about it. But back to the Bluegrass. So yeah, dude. How was the time with? Are you still in it?
In the music?
Yeah, like, are you still a part of the band? Like,
No. I come off the road just for some personal reasons and things. It was very strenuous, very hard. Especially being married and stuff. You know,
How long did you do it while you were married?
8 months, I think.
Oh yeah, I bet that was tough too.
Oh yeah,
being
it was.
newlyweds and then being so. I'd imagine the first 8 months you were probably gone. Climbing.
Oh yeah. There was one time I was gone for like 3 weeks while we were married, and
I
I basically had a panic attack when I left just because I just
That's
didn't
your
want to go.
wife. Yeah. I'm like that, dude. I don't like. My wife goes to work, and when she comes home, I'm ready for it. I usually beat her home, and usually I'm like, okay, hurry up, get home.
Yeah.
My wife.
So how did you and your wife meet? If like you're always on the road, gone every weekend, is she even from North Carolina or?
No, she's from South Carolina actually, but she played music too.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
What'd
She's
she
a
play?
banjo player.
You kidding?
No, for real.
I could see Allie rip a banjo apart.
Yeah, she's a really good banjo player. She played in her family band for years, and they hung it up a couple of years ago, which some of them moved off to Alabama and stuff, but
Did she like life of music on the road too, or?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, she likes spending the time with her family, but it's also very strenuous.
Yeah.
It's
Although
a
you're
very,
with your family.
Yeah.
I hate driving. I would.
Yeah.
That would be the worst part. If we had some way of teleporting, that'd be nice.
Well, and I mean, there's different ways. I mean, most of your bluegrass bands don't have tour buses. I mean, some of them do, but they're usually your top tier. You know, most everybody else is driving separately. I'm just kidding. I mean,
Get it, man. You're good.
We paid him to be on here
it
today.
wasn't my bus, so at least there's that. But
Yeah. Which then again, like I feel like in like our podcast, we try to be an outreach and try to be something that that's kind of a light. So I mean, you're going to all these places, you're in front of a lot of these people, and I'm sure you're singing songs that have a gospel message in it too. So that's another thing that a lot of people don't take account for. You look at it as this is your business, but then you have this aspect of it where like you're also trying to like make people's day better. You're trying to put something where they hear it come through their ear gate and then make them smile. So I mean, it's hard, but I'm sure there were times where that motivation was more like, oh, I know I'm doing this, and I know I'm doing something good and helping others, but man, I want to get home. Like I'm sure that kicked in a lot.
Oh yeah. Well, and it was never the playing. Like I loved that part, and it's kind of like with anything. I mean, you do something enough, you just kind of do it.
Right.
And it's with sports or, a lot of professional athletes, they just get in the zone and they're just in it. And it's the same way with music. I mean, sometimes I can't even remember playing on stage just because I just got up there and I did it. Even though it was fun, like, it felt like it was over in 10 minutes. And we'd played for an hour and a half. I mean, there were shows like that. And
Did you lead sing some of those songs?
a lot of them, yes. Yeah, I sang quite a bit with that band.
Do you want to go ahead and let one rip right now and just
I ain't warmed up yet.
What do you sing? Like, what's your vocal range?
Really, I don't know. I don't really.
Would you say you're a tenor?
Yeah, I have a pretty high singing voice. I can sing way up there especially for how big I am and stuff. I have the ability
I would look
to
at
push.
you. Yeah, I would be like, man, he's a bass.
No.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Jacob is 6'5".
Yeah.
6'5". So
He's a country boy.
that's
cornbread.
big country.
Now, though, if you
eat that cornbread.
if you look though at like traditional like quartets and stuff like that, it's always like the skinny, slim guy who's singing the bass, like always. But
No, sometimes it's the
that.
big fat guy. No, I'm not calling you. I'm not saying you're big. I didn't mean it like that.
You don't sing bass, so you're good.
I don't sing bass. I'm good.
I feel like all the people that sing bass are bald.
really,
Yeah.
I don't
I
think
would
so.
say half of the men in our choir at church are bald. That sing bass.
They all sing bass, or they think they're singing bass.
They think they're singing bass.
That's funny.
It's lower than what we're singing.
Well, that's like when you're leading a choir and you've got that one guy that says he's a tenor, and then he gets in that tenor group and he's not a tenor.
Sit back down.
He's not a tenor. He's not a lead. He's not a bass. You don't know where he's at, and you're just
don't know where he's at.
He's making a
the
joyful
soprano
noise,
section.
so we'll let him sing.
Go sit down.
Go sing in the altos.
Brother, it ain't about how you carry the tune in a bucket, all right? It's all about how you dump it. Somebody told that to a guy we know. He said, man, I love to hear you sing, but I'll be honest, you can't carry a tune in the bucket. He's like, thanks, I guess I appreciate that. But it's all about how you dump it. He said, you dump it good. So, it's a good motto to live by.
Well, it is funny that you asked. Who was it that asked me that question? Was it
What was the question?
about the what my range is or
That was
whatever?
Dylan.
Oh, okay. On the last CD I was on with Sideline, I actually, when Zach left, I went in and recorded like my lead vocals, and then I sang tenor to myself on them.
That's
Whoa.
pretty impressive.
That is really impressive.
It's pretty cool. I'm not tooting my horn, but
I can't do that.
No, it's an interview.
That's justice.
it's just like that's part of the music business that not many people get to see. You know?
I can.
Dylan cannot sing by himself.
No, I can sing. I can sing by myself,
if
but
it's lead.
If it's lead or
But if
that's
he
the
sings
thing.
with somebody else, and you're like,
You try to
if I tell
harmonize
him to stay lead and I try to harmonize with him, he goes into harmonizing with me.
because I sing what I hear.
Yeah.
And so,
And he done that when we had to sing one night. in
but it was
church.
last minute.
It was last minute. I'll
It was
give him
like
that.
we're sitting in church, and then they say, "Hey, will you come up and sing?" We're like, "We didn't got the words," and we sung it once. And the first time we sung it, it went all right. It went pretty good. But I mean, I'm the type. If you're going to ask me to do something, let me practice it first.
But by we got to the verse.
We'd only sung. It
No,
has
we
like
got
4
to the
verses.
chorus.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
It was
And,
not one. And
yeah,
the first
after-
time we sung it, it was great. Second time,
Well, see, growing up, like singing, your dad's out preaching. Like I feel like every pastor's family at some point has had to sing. You go to churches that they don't have a lot of music.
brother, we don't sing.
Well, our family, we did. We sang a lot, but my thing was my parents didn't stop singing when I went through like a voice change. So like you're going through your voice.
Jacob probably does something like that.
And you can't stop singing. And my dad didn't want to change the keys. So, I mean, we'd get to these churches and we'd be singing. And the first thing I would do is I'd let out, I think I sang Jesus Never Fails one time. And I was like, I know. And it was just awful. And everybody was just dying laughing. And I was like, oh, no, this is terrible. And you can really kill a service. So, but.
Well, speaking of that, Jake, and we're going to wrap up here in just a moment. You probably went through a transition that too when you sang.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Talk to us about your transition.
Your voice
The
transition.
funny part is, I got like into the music around the time that was happening. So
What,
I
transgenders?
No.
Oh, okay, that's what I meant. I was picking
Vocal range.
vocal range.
Yeah. But
Okay, go ahead. I'm curious.
Did you
Tell
have to
me.
lead sing like during those moments? Like, all right, Jake, hit it, and then
oh yeah. Which at that time I couldn't sing as high because when your voice changes, I feel like it just literally takes your voice pretty much. And Zach was doing all the high stuff, and then his voice started changing. And I remember we were playing at this one show, and we used to do this old country song, "Rose-Colored Glasses." And pause. And
Do you know it?
yeah, well, Justice knows it. Well, Zach gets up and he starts singing, and he's going, I don't know why I keep on. And then there's a part that I can't remember but his voice cracks in the middle of it. I don't know why. Dude, I lost it, man. There's a picture
He
of
done
us,
pretty good. I couldn't do that if I tried.
but there's a picture of it, and I'm like dying laughing, and everybody else in
Wow.
the band's laughing, and it was funny.
is this
man.
in front of a live audience
Oh
too?
yeah, this is in front of people. But the good thing was they laughed
That's
along and
pretty
everything.
I thought, well, that's how bluegrass goes sometimes. Sometimes you got to get a little squall in it. Hey, they got to come check us out on TikTok. Jake's got some songs on there he's going to sing.
Yeah, we're gonna get Jake to sing some songs and drop them
Yeah.
on TikTok for special. But
Okay.
we'd love for you.
Our TikTok mainly consists of what happens behind the scenes, goofing off, and we try to sing a little bit. Like I said, I can't harmonize, but I try.
We just sang to sing, not because we want.
Brother, we don't sing, we sang.
We sang.
Glory. But man, it's been an honor to have Jake on, and Lord willing, we'll get him back in for a future episode. And but Jake, Thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, man. Thank y'all for having me. I've really enjoyed it. It was
Yeah.
fun.
If there's anybody out there that's got any questions about picking the banjo or picking whatever you pick, and give us a call. We'll give you Jake's number. He does lessons.
He's giving free guitar lessons. No, just kidding.
First one's free. After that, it's $120 an hour. And he'll teach you how to do that thing with the electric guitar where he puts this little thing on his finger.
It's not electric.
Slide guitar? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's not electric guitar, Justice. All right.
We're not musically inclined. We're just interviewing musically inclined talent.
We're the interviewers. He's the interviewee. And we get his advice. I'm stroking out right now. I don't know what I'm going to say.
But thank you
Absolutely.
for listening. And Jake, thanks for coming on today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Hey, guys, don't forget to pause and take time out of your day. Enjoy us. Have a laugh. And remember that the Lord loves you and we love you. Be good.